Welcome back to the channel. I am Brian Lee Durfee, author of The Forgetting Moon and The Blackest Heart. Both books published by Simon & Schuster's Saga Press. Today we're going to be reviewing the final book in the Expanse series. Book number 9, Leviathan Falls by James S. A. Corey, which is the pseudonym for two writers, Ty Frank and Daniel Abraham. Well, we're to the end of it. I think this might be, on my channel, the first complete series that I have reviewed from book 1 all the way to the end. I have left a review of all the Expanse books on my channel somewhere. From Leviathan Falls to Caliban's War, Abaddon's Gate, Kabola Burn, Nemesis Games, Babylon's Ashes, Persepolis Rising, Tiamat's Wrath, and now Leviathan Falls. And let's just talk about the covers first, because I love cover design and graphic design and cover illustration. Look how great these look on the shelf together. Orbit Books did a great job of just making that entire series look stupendous on the shelf together. They all look like they belong in the same series. They've got the numbers up here at the top so you know what volume you're pulling off the shelf. You know what volume to read next. My God, it's brilliant that they numbered the books. Very few publishers do that. Got to give them props. Oh, and then the covers themselves. The covers themselves all have the same artist, and this artist just does a dope job. Just every one of these paintings, from the very first book to the very last, is just damn awesome. I love them. The artist's name is Daniel Dussault. That might not be how you pronounce that. It's Daniel, spelled D-O-C-I-U. You pronounce it how you want. Guy's a fantastic artist, though. These covers are chillingly good. I love them. So, Leviathan Falls. Man, what an ominous title. Considering book 1 was Leviathan Wakes. What's going to happen in this book? Leviathan wakes up in this book. Know what? I'm not knowing what to expect just based off of the title. Love the title. Like that it harkens back to book number 1 and we come full circle, which is kind of the theme of this book. Rather than do you a disservice of trying to explain what the hell is going on in here, I'm just going to read the back flap. And the back flap will not give away any spoilers, and I might stumble into some spoilers if I start talking about specifics. Not just spoilers for this book, but spoilers for everything that's come before. And we don't want to do that, so we'll read what the publisher has written. And it's good. It's better than I can say anyway. So, the Laconian Empire has fallen. Well, that's a little bit of a spoiler right there for some of this. Anyway, setting the 1300 solar systems free from the rule of Winston Duarte. But the ancient enemy that killed the gate builders is awake, and the war against our universe has begun again. If you've been reading these books, you know what I'm talking about already. If you haven't read these books, things like gate builders, the Laconian Empire, that's not going to make a lot of sense to you, but okay, that's okay. You're going to want to read all these books so you can get to the end here and be blown away like I was. In the dead system of Adro, Elvi Okoye leads a desperate scientific mission to understand what the gate builders were and what destroyed them, even if it means compromising herself and the half-alien children who bear the weight of her investigations. Through the wide-flung systems of humanity, Colonel Elenia Takana hunts for Duarte's missing daughter and the shattered emperor herself. And on the Risonante, now the Risonante is the starship that we have been following throughout all of these books. And the crew of the Risonante, led by James Holden and his crew, struggle to build a future for humanity out of the shards and ruins of all that has come before. As nearly unimaginable forces prepare to annihilate all human life, Holden and a group of unlikely allies discover a last desperate chance to unite all of humanity with the promise of a vast galactic civilization free from wars, factions, lies. Isn't that the utopia we all want? A future where the galactic empire is free from all war and lies and destruction and chaos. So the stakes are high. The stakes are high here. And if you followed all of the books, you've been reading and you've been waiting to read this one, man, it's awesome. It's awesome. Some of the themes that I will just generally talk about that I sort of pulled from this book specifically and the series as a whole is, what is worse, doing something bad and atrocious now for the greater good in the future? Is that ethical? Or is doing something bad and atrocious now for what you consider might be the greater good in the future? Maybe it's not. Maybe your idea of utopia is someone else's idea of slavery. And so do you commit atrocious things just to propel your idea? It's an ethical question to ask, and it's asked repeatedly throughout these books. Also, some of the other themes that I picked up from this are, the proto-molecule. We're not going to get into that. We're not going to get into that, or what it is, or how it's resolved in here. But life, let's just talk about life after death. Is there life after death? What do our dreams mean? Do we go into a life after? Do we go into a dream, a perpetual and never-ending dream state when we die, and we just have to live? Is our heaven or our hell that perpetual dream state in which we are living, and is that future based upon what we did in our regular lives? You know, how did we live our lives, good or bad, and is that life after death reflect that dream state, reflect the hell or heaven we're in? Just throwing that out there as a theme that may or may not be in these books. So what do I think of the final book of the massive Expanse series? Which, by the way, I think is one of the top 10 science fiction series written in the history of our world, and likely other worlds too in the universe. You know, if other people on other planets, because we know there's other people out there, there's other species out there living on other, are they writing science fiction books? Are they looking into the future? What do they see? These are themes that are talking about. What do they see about, have they thought to themselves, I bet you there's a planet out there where Durfee is sitting in front of his phone camera and recording videos, and the entire world can see those videos. His entire planet can see those videos with a click of a button. Have they imagined that future for us? Those alien species, or are they way off? Are they way off? Do they think that we are like 6-legged insectoids that are going to come kill them? Is that what they think? Or do they think that we're like Area 51? Or maybe when they do find us here on Earth, maybe they're so glorious that we are like the grotesquest, nastiest looking thing they've ever seen. Now, if they see me, yes, I can imagine that. Now, if Scarlett Johansson is the first person they stumble across, they're going to be like, oh, this place is cool. Now, if I'm the first one they see, if I'm the one that they kidnap, and if my anus is the one that they probe, they're going to be horrified. I'm just saying, they should, if they're planning something, they should target the beautiful people. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I got off on a tangent that bears some resemblance to the book that I'm reviewing. It all ties together. Anyway, I give the final book of The Expanse a solid 10 out of 10, as I've given most of these books 10 out of 10s because they're just fucking awesome. And you should all read them. And I am happy that I have finally, on my channel, left a review for an entire almost 10-book series. This is the first. I think I've left reviews of trilogies, but this is the longest and it's complete. Now on to Wheel of Time. I think that might be a little longer. Anyway, Leviathan Wakes, 10 out of 10, everybody.